is what I'm going to do. Because in this one, the way I would handle it is I wouldn't move these right away because that 3 doesn't apply to the 10. I would distribute this in here first. That's what I personally would do. So I would get 10, it's not going anywhere, p to the negative 9, q to the negative 6, and r is going to disappear. Why? Because 0 times negative 3 is 0, and r to the 0 is 1. So we don't have to worry about it. That's another reason I would do that. And then down here, I'm going to have 8 to the negative 2, which means it is going to have to move. P to the 6, q to the negative 10, and r to the negative 6. Then the 8's coming up. 8 squared is 64 times 10, because the 10's already up there. Now here, you can follow the laws, right? Or you can think, well, this 9 can't be there, can it? So where would it go? Down. P9. And there's already a P6 down there. This 10 can't be here, can it? So where's it going? It would go up. And this 6 can't be here, so where would it go? Down, right? But you could look at it this way. There's negative 6 there, and there's negative 10 there, right? So could I not get rid of them, right? And leave myself with, 10 goes up, 6 goes down, with a 4. Oops, sorry. That would leave me, I got rid of negative 6 of that 10. Now I still have a negative 4, right? You could do it that way. Or, that's what I personally do. Or, you can do the subtraction thing. Negative 6 minus 10 is positive 4, yes? So I'm going to have a Q4, right? And then R negative 6 isn't going to be allowed, so it's going to go up top. So then I just tied it up. 640 times 10. 640 times 10. 64 times 10 is 640. Q4 R6 over P15. Because the 9 and the 6 there. The big problem here is many of you will bring that negative 3 to the 10. Many of you will. Or the other mistake that I'll see a lot of is you'll move this whole block down because of that negative 3. But that negative 3 does not affect the 10. Priya.
So this is the tops and brackets. Will you have to times 10 into the whole brackets first? Or does that
No, because you would do the exponents first. Oh. Right? Because this isn't addition. Right? This is a monomial. So if you had like 10 times 2, the answer would be 20, right? Or 10x, the answer would be 10x. If the x is squared, then it's 10x squared. But the 10 doesn't change. So what we had was 10p negative 9, right? So only the negative base, the negative exponents will move. Okay? Anybody else? Now you can all see it's basically grade 10, just a little more turning of the knife, right? Like it's just bigger questions. But like I say, eventually this won't be a monomial like this. It'll be a trinomial, and we'll be moving stuff around. Okay? That's why I'm doing this, and I need you to be good with this now. Everybody good with practice? Going once, twice, thrice. All right, let's have a look at the assignment. You can mark your own. Oh, I forgot. This page. Page It's not page 2 for you, though. It's like page 4 or 5. It was the real number practice stuff. 6. Just have a quick look. Make sure you did it right. A lot of you probably didn't even fill it in, but you're doing it in your head right now. Just take a quick look. Make sure you've done it correctly. This one is troublesome because, of course, we only talked about imaginary numbers. I didn't actually put it on the chart because you can't have a square root of a negative because this number doesn't exist in reality. And why do I have the word appears rational there? Preston?
Because you don't know if it is not rational later on.
Yeah, I don't know if the millionth decimal place might be a 7. Right? Everybody cool? And again, I can't remember if I asked you guys to fill this out or not. Okay. So, but just looking at it right now, you should be able to say, oh, that's rational, that's right, and these are the right answers. You don't need to fill it in, right? Like I say, it's just, I have to have talked about it, and I have. I must have told the other class to fill it in. And this is stupid. You don't need to mark it. That's dumb. And then true, true, and false. Because what is the one whole number that isn't a natural number? 0. We're all good, right? That's false. Oh, I'm using a highlighter. What an idiot. That's false because 0 isn't natural. Everybody good? And then there are the right answers to this page. Now, this is page 9 for you people, not 5. I will accept the exponent version of things today in case you didn't have a calculator or something. But this is the better answer because we can evaluate 3 to the 6th. Right? It's not an x. We can get an actual number for it. Give yourself 1 if you got it, half if you got some of it. Right? It's just an assignment. It's not a big deal. Cool? Now, obviously, what should you do if you don't have the answer I have? Correct it and ask why. Okay? So number 2, a lot of people were asking about number 2. Because a lot of people were saying, okay, well, I get that it's 4 to the 5th, and I get that it's 4 to the negative 2, and I get that I should add the exponents, but because you saw numbers, you were saying it was 16 to the 3 inside these brackets. Does everybody see why somebody would think that? Because normally, when we do the rules, they're letters, and oh yeah, okay, obviously we get that. But numbers are no different than letters, because what does a letter represent in math? Some number, right? So if I gave you x squared times x cubed, you know that's xx and then xxx, which is x to the 5th, right? So this is the same thing. 4 to the 5th is just 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, right? And then 4 to the negative 2 is 4, 4, right? And then they cancel, and you're left with 4, 4, 4, 4 to the 3rd, not 16. Everybody cool? So up top, I ended up with, does anybody need to me to show why it's 16 or did everybody get 16? We're good? Everyone's good? Okay. 9. Everyone's still good? Okay. 10 or 4. Everyone is good? Is there a 5 there? Yeah, there's 5. Final answer right here. Does anybody need to see why? Because if you need to see why, it's right there. All right, you guys going to be that way? Fine. I can be that way too. I will make it through the rest of the class without smiling once. Challenge accepted. And there will be no change in tone. I will teach like the teacher in Ferris Bueller. Because you guys are being mean. My jokes are funny. You should be laughing at them. I know. There will be more. There will be lots of Ferris Bueller references. There will be lots of Fast Times at Ridgemont High references. There will be lots of summer school references because the reason that I chose to become a teacher was the movie Summer School. If you have not seen Summer School, do yourself a favor. See it. Mr. Cook. We can walk through number 8, but first I have to talk about number 6 and number 7 to make sure everyone is okay with them. Is everyone... Yes, Henry? Can I finish with 6 and 7 and 8 first? I'm smiling. Damn! I couldn't even make it. That's how happy you guys make me. But when I try to make you happy... Anyone... Whatever. Anyways, 6, are we good? 7, are we good? 8, are we good? No. All right. There's the right answer for 8. But let's tidy it up. Okay. Now remember, one of the biggest stumbling blocks you guys have with math is when we change the way it looks, right? Like that first day in grade 9 when your teacher gave you a right angle triangle and didn't label the sides A, B, and C. And you were like, how can I possibly do Pythagoras without A squared, B squared, C squared? Or worse, when your teacher, and I won't say what teacher it was, but it was me, when the teacher put B on the hypotenuse and made this A and C, and all of you were like, yep, I can do it, A squared, B squared, C squared, and then you would tell me if this was 5, or if this was 5, and this, or if this was 4, and this was 3, you would tell me this was 5. Even though it's not the longest side, right? So when we change the way things look in math, a lot of you get a little, but nothing changes, and math rules don't change. So if none of this was here, what would you do with that? You would think back to grade 10, and you would. If it was grade 10 or grade 9 and I gave you negative 16 2n minus 3, what would you do? You would distribute, right? So you would distribute here. So this becomes negative 32n plus 48, right? But it is an exponent, right? Now, that exponent... does it apply to the 16 or to the x? Just the x. And then down at the bottom here, I had negative 4x to the 4n minus 4, right? 4 times 1 is 4, right? Now, is this a positive or a negative exponent? I'll get some more highlighting action going. Is that positive or negative? Positive, because the 4n is positive and you can't possibly be a negative. This one is negative, right? So, but what you should be doing is looking at it this way. 16 divided by 4 is negative 4, right? Now, x and x, same exponent, so what do I do with those two exponents? Oh, it disappeared. I had negative 32n plus 48, and what math do I do when I'm dividing? Subtract. So I am subtracting 4n minus 4. So what's negative 32 minus 4n? Negative 36. And what's 48 minus 4? Plus 44. It's a negative, so it's got to go down to the denominator. So x is down there with its positive exponent. Okay? Now, when I make that positive, I got to multiply by negative 1, right? So this becomes positive 36n, but what happens right there? Minus 44. Everybody cool? Don't change what you're doing. Now, Henry, number 9, ready? What did you write? What? Oh, it was negative. You're right. Thank you. It is 52. It's minus. Sorry. Thank you. And I had 52 written before. I remember it now, and I erased it. Yes, thank you. Henry, were you right? Booyah, Grandpa. If I had some some fish, I'd throw it to you. Get it? Because you're a dolphin, and you did it right. Get it? You did it right on porpoise. On porpoise? When is your course change due? Okay. She's being very hurtful, I know, Preston. Hey, you know what? Grade 10 started difficult for all these kids, and they stuck it out. You didn't wuss out. You're not wussing out. You're not wussing out. She's wussing out. Ask Preston and Brittany and Crystal and Ashneet and Vonnie and Lennon and Joe and Aaron and Zach and Sahil and Henry and McKenna and Priya. Ask how hard grade 10 started. Oh, and Manrub. I didn't see him because he was hiding. Huh? I missed Jasleen because she was hiding too. Ask them how hard grade 10 started. They were all like crying.
I did cry.
Way to go, Jasleen! If I can do it, you can do it! Yeah! All right. But seriously, I'm just kidding, Carla. No, Carla, I really am. No, Carla, I really am. Nobody knows but you, right? How you feel about taking the math class, right? Like, I'm totally joking. Stay in the class. You can do it. Huh? I really don't want you to leave, Carla, because that's one less chance at a Christmas present for me. That's the real truth. No. But honestly, you... All right, we're all okay with 9? Are we all okay with 10?
Yes, but I'll walk through how you did it.
Of 10? Yep. Okay. So I brought the 4 in. So I add negative 2 to the 4th power, which is positive 16. A to the 4th, B to the 8th, over. Does this 3 affect the 2? No. 2, A to the 6th, B to the 3rd. Right? Now, the way I do this is different. Right? You guys are going to subtract. I cancel. I see there's 4 up there and 6 down there, right? So those 4 disappear, but there's 2 left there. I see there's 8 B's up here, so in my head, I am seeing 8 B's. And in my head, I'm seeing 3 B's, so those 3 are disappearing. Those 3 are disappearing, leaving me with a 5. Are you making fun of what I see in my head? Because I was lazy. I'm not going to write out all 8. You know B to the 8th means 8.
Wait, why did negative 2 become positive 16?
Because negative 2, the negative is in the base. Negative 2 to the 4th. And then 16 divided by 2, of course, becomes 8. And I'm left with 8b5 over a squared. Now remember, the canceling thing, I do that because I've been doing this way longer than you. You are welcome to do the subtraction thing. And number 11. And then that was it, right? Or was it the back page too? I think you're full of crap. Yeah, I thought so. What? What? Because you were busy talking to Ben? Oh, great question. Great question. Okay, so this bothers you because 4, 8, and 16 are different bases, aren't they? But isn't 4 2 squared? So isn't this right here 2 squared to the x? And isn't times 8 2 cubed? So isn't that 2 cubed to the x plus 4? Over 16 is 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th, x plus 1. Then I distribute and then I collect. Okay? Remember, you're always allowed in math to change the way something looks. You just can't change its value. Okay? Everybody cool? That was a tricky one. Good question, Zach. Extra bonus points for being the only person that asked, because no way everybody did that. Yeah. You did? Yeah. Okay. But you're not everybody, you're just a body. Get it?
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any questions? I'm going to highlight in orange. Oh, that's badass. I don't know why I put a positive sign there. Questions? Comments? What? I don't know why I put a positive sign there. No, it is positive, but normally you wouldn't write a positive. No, because this negative is inside these brackets and it's squared, so it becomes positive. Sure. When's this class end? We're not going to have any time to play games. Oh, we got lots of time. And then, Oh, that orange doesn't work over the red. No. Everybody still good? Once, twice, thrice? Of course that's an M. Yeah, it's double N. It's a new letter. It's like that number DERF from iCarly, between 4 and 5. Who doesn't watch iCarly? That's crazy. It's still funny. Madison. Number 2? So, -3 times 2 is the -6, yeah? V, I'll use different colors. V times V to the 4th is V to the 5th. And U to the -2 and U to the 3 is -2 plus 3, which is U to the 1, but we don't write 1. And then usually we put it back into alphabetical order. Now, somebody usually asks here, Madison, why did I do 3 times 2, but if I do 4 squared times 4 cubed, I don't do 4 times 4? Because they're different bases. And there is 9, 10, 11. 11 is one of my favorite questions because when I look at kids' work, they're doing all this stuff in the middle and going crazy, and they don't notice that 0 there. How many of you did a bunch of crap in the middle without noticing that 0? Then you noticed the 0 and said 1? You must have had a great Math 10 teacher.
Maybe.
Say it.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
And there's the last one. Are we all good? So I think the marks would have been out of 11 and 12, 23. I'll get those marks on Monday when we do business, because Fridays is fun day. But let's be honest, Sale, every day in math class with me is fun day, because math is fun. All right. Now,